A pleasant good afternoon from across the world. This is African Actions Network, 2A Radio Television, based in the USA, Pennsylvania. And today we are in Monrovia, Montserrat County, Liberia, in direct conversation with Councillor Tola Thompson Adebaryor. He's the head for the Regional Watch for Human Rights. And my name is Ta Yubi Garnett, and we will be looking at key issues affecting the growth and development of Liberia. And so if you are following us this afternoon from Liberia, wherever part of the world you find yourself, you can share the broadcast, leave your comments, and you can send your likes as well. But as much as possible, let me say welcome to all of you, and let me say welcome, Council.
Thank you very much.
I think this is almost your tip on African Actions Network.
Yeah, pleasure to appear again.
And how is the office?
We think God is control. We are fine.
Yeah, I'm speaking specifically of the Regional Watch for Human Rights.
Yeah, Regional Watch for Human Rights. We are doing what we are mandated to do on the law. We're still watching. And we are in the season of politics for human rights and pro-democracy institution. There are two things. We are all members of civil society. I tell people. But there's a difference between the human right and pro-democracy institution right. Institution. It's a different thing. There's a thin line between the human institution and pro-democracy institution. So we have to be very mindful of our mandate. We know that. We are being around here for some days. That will make us to understand between the human rights institution, pro-democracy institution. Some people don't know or understand that.
Okay, moving forward, we are looking at firstly good governance, and it's one of your advocacies you've been pushing in time past. I can recall from the time of former ex-Geo Liberian President Charles Taylor. You were one of those strong human rights advocates in Liberia. To some extent, you were chased, but as much as possible, let's look at the governance structure of Liberia. What is your own take as a human rights activist or human rights lawyer?
Well, presently,
under this Cllr administration.
Well, presently, I would say we don't have a good governance. Brian, I can simply just let me say clearly enough that there's a bad governance for us in Liberia today. Unlike a lay anytime we say we thought they will not do anything. But this one, it seems as if they don't even know what they are doing. The philosophy say in this category, they say, he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is asleep. You can wake it up. He who knows not and knows not that he knows not, you can deal with him. But he who knows not and knows not that he knows not is a fool. We can pick our own category there. The area of good governance is talking about.
And so what are some of those things that you've been able to measure to show that there's a bad governance in this country?
I think we have many references to make when it comes to bad governance in the country today. The corruption, that it has become a culture for us in Liberia. This is a small country with less than 5 million, but we're not able to govern the people adequately. How can somebody leave his own country? Somebody that who asked for his people for 48 days. Can I start for that one?
But he said he did serve communication to the legislature. Are you not aware of that?
Notwithstanding, what did you go to and do? You are not going to interest on the Arab people. Somebody, according to Constitution, that provides that the president can leave the country for 1 week. And the pocket money, 2,000. So you left more than a week. That's 48 days. 48 days, 1 month plus. How many weeks? About 5 weeks or 6 weeks? Leave your people and you take money for that day, you are not sick, and you say you have good heart. It was during that time that we counted people because census. You know, every 10 years, right? How was it? And you know, this census is so important. It's prerequisite to the election. If you have good heart for your people, when you live, you don't know what happened to the census you're living with somebody. Up to this time, I'm talking to you. There's no result from that census yet. You see some people, they have not counted them. They don't now.
Were you counted?
I'm only counted the person by the last. I shut down my company.
Were you counted, Council?
I was counted. I was counted. Daddy.
But earlier on, Legends came over released that they could come out with some of the preliminary results the end of January or up to now, as you are saying, just to add on to what you are saying, not been able to get any results.
Maybe they're preparing for themselves to put something together and cover them up. But what are you doing to see that time? How many of us in the country? To it that Jesus some money. I don't know how many million they said they give. Some said they don't know why. So that one alone tells Liberian people that something going wrong. You counting of your people, which is done every 10 years, and a prerequisite to another election. You live untallantly. You don't care. You don't know what happened. They go hard on them. I would say bad governance.
Still looking at bad governance as you name and start it, what other things can we point out to show that this government is not proceeding well?
In terms of corruption, you know that. It's part of it. You see the corruption? Corruption, the highest, has reached the peak. And nobody seems to worry about it anymore. And that's why we are what we are today in the country. People don't feel for the country. They can travel. CRIA, you see, RIA, people are saying it's a death trap. When you travel at the night, you must be very careful. That's the only one international airport that we have. Still, so what happened? Some people say, somebody was telling me, he said, Council, that place is so. We will not finish before election. I said, no. Will you don't want to run our campaign? You finish? He said, no. He said, but a contractor on that road there. See, you can only fix the one we're able to see. Other people will not see it. Jump, just like that. Then you say, what else do we refer to?
But you heard the president during his recent State of the Nation address re-emphasizing his government's fight against corruption. What do you make of that statement?
That is a camouflage.
Camouflaged?
Exactly. He has no moral authority to say he's fighting corruption. He has lost the moral authority a long time. Fight corruption in this country. I can't trust him. Just like somebody say, like him, he will bring Liberian people together because of what happened to us during our civil war. He's not. He cannot bring us back. I know you remember that. He was once appointed as a priest ambassador. They thought nothing will happen. Impunity will be dismantled. Rather, going up. You can't say that.
Okay, so that brings me to the question, at least you were able to bring us up to speed, why you think that this government is not proceeding rightly. I'm so much more concerned about the rule of law. What is your own take as a counselor and specifically human rights lawyer?
What this, as I'm saying, we have a new Chief Justice. We watch carefully to see our takes in this government. I knew the woman long time. I'm not trying to vouchsafe for her, but I know her as a good woman, hard-working woman. That's I know her. And when you mention my name now, communicate here, that's I know her. Unlike the past. Look at Human Rights Commission. They are nowhere to be found. You know, I'm one of the other commissioners affecting the Human Rights Commission.
Like seriously?
Oh yeah. And I've been like that. I was appointed by the civil society people in Liberia way back. We have been fighting them. All of them. Here, this Linsu here, we fought them before. From my house, we do so many areas. But when they see the qualified ones that were submitted, they play with it. They ignore it. They want their home. That will be dead as asses are. That's the kind of people they want. I remember one time we were looking for one chairman, the Human Rights Commission. So please don't let me defeat. Former Chief of Justice, he threw to us. I was there, Oscar Blow, Jasia, Jim were there are some people. At that time, the chairman for that commission at that time, Johnson, Gloria, no, Gladys Johnson, the woman, very honorable person too, that woman. Honorable. So all of a sudden, he remained fused to his expiry of his time, marriage. So they call us, but to fill up a food. The introduction was made good. Then they said that, but who among you that nobody human rights? At the same time, in that the lawyer that has been in this human rights for a long time kept silent. Nobody wants to talk. Only I was chairman that broke the silence. That's Oscar Blow. Oscar Blow was that time the just in law school. He said, but Thompson Adebaryor is here. He has been here for a long time. And he law school, long time school. I said, yeah. Then he was just turned to me. So when you say Thompson, I said, what I'm saying now, my organization, the General White for Human Rights, I still feel it's still young for me to leave. I don't want to leave that one, number one. Number two, I'm barrister law, which is equivalent to the same council law. I'm a British trained lawyer. So it's okay, no problem.
So that means you were given an offer and you rejected it?
Yes, I rejected it because I don't want my son to die. If as I'm talking to you now, I don't want regional work for a man to die. You know, we're more than 10 years now of assistance. So I don't want it to die. Why we live contrary to the finishing line of doing things? We think people like Amnesty International, and they come from heaven. If they come from heaven, we also come from heaven. FID, Italian Federation of Human Rights, of which I'm president presently, 100 years we just celebrated now. I was in France. Look at it, 100 years. And some people together. But because of endurance and determination, they are able to reach where they are today. Look at the issue of Red Cross and Red Crescent. It's one person idea. But today, everybody is joining it today. Any donors in Europe, you know, the Second World War. So you should stand for something. in life. You stand for something.
So you just recognize the workings of the current Chief Justice, on Senenyo. And so looking at her presence at the full bench of the Supreme Court and head of the justice system of Liberia, do you think that there will be any threat when it comes to the rule of law?
To me, with the presence of a Chief Justice we have now, I'm expecting good things to come from there. Because I've been knowing the woman at his own bottom out, or own bottom out, very honest, hard working woman, I know for that job. And it's very, very punctual. Because in those days, when she was associate justice, and we have a question, maybe go for go for lunch, to come back, we'll say 30 minutes time. That woman will be the first to sit down, to welcome her. So, Your Honor, you're just coming, so we're waiting for you. I didn't know her for that one. Also, the general of the moral, I work with the speaker a lot of times. So from there, I began to know that. So I'm not surprised in there. I wish her success. I may know her. So, I know. I don't think that woman will miss me.
Okay, then let's look at the executive branch of government. Are they also respected of the law?
Executive.
Specifically, the presidency.
If I understand what you are talking about, you're talking about presidency, right?
Of course.
Whether they are the rule of law.
Of course, because
they don't know what they call the rule of law. He doesn't understand the rule of law. You can only.
That's a harsh statement against the presidency.
My brother, is the truth. A very bitter to be told.
Can you give references? Because mind you, the president leads the country in line with the Constitution of Liberia. Have there been some breaches?
That's what I will say. Let me give you a very short one. We are going in a few months' time to the election, but there's a timetable set up for that election. At a certain time, you do this. At a certain time, you do this. You register. You campaign. You do right. Number one. Now that you see all the way from where the way junction up to the way to the mansion, you will see the flag here there. They have started running the campaign. They have even registered us. So it's just after his presidency, not the rules of law. So that's what I say.
Well, the planning committee team justified that those flyers were just to advertise their nomination campaign that was held just a Saturday ago.
It's indirectly campaign for the next presidency. So there's so many things, my brother. So many things.
And that brings to my attention the recent action by an activist as well, McLean, wherein Honorable Cllr too went on the other hand and printed 2 billboards showcasing 2 strong opposition leaders, Alexander Bende Cummins and Joseph Newman Bouaka of the ANC and UP respectively. And he was dragged from the Capitol building after he attempted bringing those banners down. What do you make of Honorable Cllr action as well?
I think if I understand it well, I saw McLean breaking the old school to sit down without segregation. He didn't bring down this one belong to Cllr, this one belong to Kumi, no. He said it was not the time for campaign. What I listened to. And they maltreated the guy. They dragged him on the ground as if it's not a human, not like a sick dog or a dead dog. That one is not correct. So when Honorable Cllr is saying that they pull Otto down, I think the men who pulled them down is not because of Cllr, not because of here. Just talking about the time frame for those campaign. You know, right? That's what it's trying to do. So Cllr, when he saw the one you're talking about, President Placard said all over, then Cllr also do a whole thing because of opposition. Everybody as Liberians have their rights. They have their own rights. So if you can do your own placard, for what reason? I can do my own placard for my own reason. I said that's the issue of it. maybe, as I told you before, there's a thin line between human rights institution and pro-democracy institution. I'm human right. I'm a human advocate. I wouldn't like to dwell to death into that.
Okay, talking about human rights is one of the issues that we've uh, breathed out of the basket for discussion this afternoon as well. You being a human rights lawyer and the founder of the Regional Watch for Human Rights, and you are currently part of FID, FIDH, sorry. And so you have vast knowledge when it comes to human rights issues. So let's look at Liberia currently. Let's look at the rights of Liberians, their inherent rights, their fundamental rights, those inalienable rights. Do you think Liberians are really enjoying their rights as citizens?
Some of them were not enjoying right. So you see the issue of human rights, we have categories of human rights. But now mistakenly, initially way back, we have 3 categories. But now I would say about 4 categories now. Civil and political rights, economic and civil economic rights, then cultural and environmental rights. We have them. So automatically, when you feel that you don't have nobody in the prison, does not mean that you respect the rights of the people. That doesn't mean. So go to the central prison, I don't have nobody there. But other areas, I hear somebody saying that this government made empty cover when they came to power.
You heard someone say it, or you heard the president say it?
I hear them saying it, that the cover was empty. But I remember during the inaugural speech of the president, he said they're going to prosecute the past government. I remember that. That's the early government. We didn't hear it again. But in my own record, there was 157 million in the cover. When they go 150 million today, no problem. That was the cover. That one, the salaries and the details, anything about that. They jump in it and do what they want to do. So what's the right of the people when they come, they're coming right of the people? Look at LU, how you looking? That one, National University. Look at how you looking. Some area looking like this and that. No, man. So what's the tell me why the right of the people are respected? The educational right of the people are not respected. No one dig hole. Start from the bottom. You start from the top, right? That's the only thing you can do in nature, that you start from the bottom. Start digging from the on top, pull it down. Right? Well, how can you say you give scholarship but this and that to LU?
Free. Tuition free.
And you are not thinking about people in the primary school, people in secondary school. Even a great nation like America, even a great nation like in Africa here, like Nigeria, like South Africa, they don't do that. We have what they call universal free education. They is a university. They start from primary school. They didn't do that. What's that? They're dropping gone.
But Eden did pronounced free and compulsory primary education. She did pronounce that.
But the whole world is under the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. But they say you start from university that you say, okay, this and that. Therefore, what I call political jingoism. That LU issue is a political jingoism. So they can know that I'm there as a president and a brighter education. But maybe I start from the wrong side. Start from university. So somebody will not finish elementary school, go to secondary school, will just jump in from elementary school and go to university. If you want to prioritize education, start from primary school. The university talking about the teachers, some of them paper, data, not very good to them. School fees become
So the rights of the people are not being respected.
well, to me, the rights of people are not being respected. Even many things in the country that needs to be really adjusted. You can remember COVID-19. After we receive whatever we receive from the international community concerning COVID-19, we have to make reports. Just like Ebola in 2014, when they were there, some money was not reported. They accuse us. What about COVID-19? The same thing. So let them do the auditing. You know how many lives gone for that reason? We just give you some impossible excuses. You jump down from the house on Brown State. Somebody want to love to each other. Ordinary person. Ordinary person. And on Brown State, they will be loving. Inside the car, they will love it. No. So, no, the right of people are not respected. I don't want us also to go too far on that. The right of the people are not respected.
Okay, Council, I'd love to close up on this because the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Manungia, just held his last State of the Nation address for his first term in office. If he's elected on October of this year, it will be still his last State of the Nation address for his first term in office. And he spoke for 3 hours, 21 minutes.
Doesn't matter.
And so let's hear from you. What is your take, just for us to conclude, what is your take on the just and the sooner?
Just speaking for 12 hours or more than that, when there is no substances in your speech, it's meaningless. So it doesn't matter to us as a nation when somebody speaks for 3 hours and cannot see some cogent point in a statement to us. So just to say I speak for a long time, well, no point. Most of those statements, I listen to them, it's just like a repetition, just as a we, I will, this and that. It's just in line with the Constitution. The call for presidency to speak to people according to our Constitution, I think Article 58, something like that. I'll talk about that. It's just in line with that one. Automatically, there's nothing good you said.
Councillor Adebaryo, do you think it's late for this government to work, as you are saying, to respect the rights of the people and to adapt the systems of good governance? Do you think it's late?
What is done cannot be undone. For those things in the past, they were put in the past, but it's late. Whatever you do now, in respect of human rights, we will sue you as well, political propaganda. You don't want to promote yourself as if you have respect for human rights. You see, Ellie, that's our Oma, is smart. Yeah? Can I tell you? She was a smart one. Any government how many important human rights people that work in the any government. This government, how many you see them? Which important human rights people you see in this government? And this human
well, we had the likes of Samuel Kofi Woos, we had the likes of Tiawon Gonglo, and I just to name a few.
Just name them. That's an early justice, right? Not this time. That's madness. Human rights people can look as awkward as anything, but I tell you, they can bring you up and they can bring you down. What concerning Macron, I got to say the truth because they can cross-check. Some of those countries, they know us more than ourselves. You see, Liberia is a country that's so respected by international community, but we're not up to the task because of leadership, mismanagement. We are blessed. They mismanage the money, they mismanage the resources, and this is the positive element or the positive element of the war. So we have to be careful. 14 years civil war, you were here. At that I remember, I was a journalist that time. I covered the war. We know what we went through during the Liberian Civil War. We know. We don't want it to be repeated ourselves. When you win, you win. When you fail, you fail. Let the will of Liberian people be done.
Okay, Council, I have to leave you now. Let me just get your parting comments. Probably you want to speak on something I didn't ask you about. Well, the time is yours.
Yeah. Also, I want to say that this year election, it is my hearted hope that all our players, at least the experience of this election, to not to always think about themselves, they think about the nation. They think about the people. According to our constitution, the preamble says the power is inherent in the people. If you fail, you fail. If you pass, you pass. Don't force yourself on us. Because we should remember where we're coming from. During our war, it was mentioned several times. What caused the Liberian Civil War? Where 250,000 up to this time, we have not been able to account for the death of those people. Somebody say, I didn't kill a fly. So they just make sense to make a showcase. A showcase. They don't want to display that qualification. They want to tell Liberians who they are here, but they don't tell the truth. That is why, without justice, no country that go to war want to like war can achieve peace. You cannot continue to circumvent justice and the other peace. No justice, no peace in that country. You will not get the new peace. Without justice, justice will be done to all everywhere.
Okay, Council, thanks so kindly this afternoon for speaking with us.
Thank you so much.
He's Councillor Tola Thompson Adebaryor, the head of Regional Watch for Human Rights. He's been speaking with
Vice President for
FIDH.
International Federation for Human Rights.
Okay.
FID in West Africa.
Congratulations again upon your preferment. Was that an elected position?
In elected position.
Okay, congratulations. And so, folks, that's all the time we have this afternoon. Many thanks for watching. You can leave your comments. You can share the broadcast as well. My name is Ta Yubi Gandet, and let me say goodbye from my end. Until we meet another time, do have yourself a wonderful rest of the Valentine's Day from Monrovia.